Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I have one of my favorite young comedians with me. Katie Blunt is with me. Katie, I can't tell you how happy I am to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I
Appreciate it.
mean it. I've watched a batch of your stuff, and I love your crowd work you do with the audience. You are just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's. I, I have a formula I normally work with, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit. You're
Mhm.
in New York, right?
Yes,
Okay. But recently you took a trip across the country.
that's right. I did.
Okay. Now, when you, and the reason I bring all this up and I'm switching it up is because how we, how this happened was when you were in California,
Mhm.
you had lunch with Meryl Climo.
Right.
And the day before I interviewed Meryl, she posted a clip of someone having lunch with her in California. And do you want to take it from there?
Oh, you mean the little sketch we did?
Well, yeah, it was it just the people will be shocked. I was shocked.
We said I think it was like that our pastries and coffee cost $103. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so I brought it up to when I interviewed Meryl, and I had such a great time with Meryl,
Mhm.
and she said it was you, right?
You
Because
said
she
what?
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said the cost?
No, just that because I didn't know who it was at that point. I didn't even know who you were. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, nobody knows who I am.
Okay, well, we're going to do everything we can to change that. We got a lot of stuff to cover, but I wanted people to know Helen Shepard, who I interviewed. I make it clear I want to have nothing but women on the show if I could. Helen
Oh.
Shepard gave me Meryl, and Meryl gave me you, and I
Mhm.
couldn't be happier about it. But I just wanted people to know how this came about because, and you aren't lying, $103 for
Well,
two. I
okay,
don't want people to think I'm making it up.
we modified it slightly. I
So already.
okay, but it's actually not that different. So when Meryl met me, she met me and my boyfriend, who is
Okay.
another good comedian named Chase Deruso that I think you should also interview because he's
Oh,
really
say his name again, and I promise I'll do it.
sure. It's Chase Deruso.
Okay. Chase. You're next, buddy. You're coming up.
He's really great.
All
And
right.
he came out with me. We actually have only been dating for 3 months,
Okay.
but he came to LA. And he had lived there for a while. So he was coming also of his own accord and has his
Okay.
own.
All right.
But he came and we were going to meet up with Meryl, but he had a work call. So he paid for the the thing, um, which involved, I think it was three coffees and three pastries, and it was over $100.
Well,
So
it took you 45 minutes to get there. I mean, it was sounded like a terrible, terrible, terrible time. Other than you caught up with your buddy Merrill.
it was
Um, Go ahead.
it
I'm
was
sorry.
expensive in terms of time and money. Is it
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
a lot of things right now are draining people of their resources, both.
you think, Katie. Go ahead. Go
I,
ahead.
I think it's crazy that something the three coffees, three pastries cost over $100. That really
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's how this came about. I said, I got to meet somebody. She's rich. Anyway, let's try and get it back on the track. We better go back to my theory. I blew that whole opening there. When did you start doing comedy?
So I actually just started about 2.5 years ago. I
Okay.
started in January of 20. I always get mixed up if it's 2021 or
It's all right.
2022. I think it must have been
We can
2021.
do the math. And was there a catalyst? Was there something
Um,
that I asked that question a lot. Was there something that said, Katie, try doing comedy?
yes. Well, I had been. I have been working on like plays and screenplays for about 10 years, like writing, dramatic writing. I've
Right.
taken a bunch of acting classes and singing classes and things like that. There are a few different factors at play. One was I'm bisexual and I had a girlfriend for a
Okay.
period who really encouraged me to do stuff with even just like she was like, why don't you just post stuff to Instagram? She just thought it was really funny. She was such a sweet and
You
supportive
are
person.
very funny. You are very funny.
Thank you. Um, so that was one aspect of it. I think I think she played a pretty big role in it if I'm really like
Okay.
reflecting about it. And then I did I sang all through the pandemic. That was kind of my pandemic hobby. I took private voice lessons with this husband and wife opera singing team. And
Okay.
so I learned how to really control my voice. And I went to a singing gala where over, oh no, this was an in-person singing gala, but I was going to sing a song and I just talked for 2 minutes before I sang the song. And the talking before the singing was so much more fun than the singing.
Okay. That just kind of hits you.
Yeah, that was kind of, I think, what made me,
Well,
I took a class and I took a class.
you didn't ask, but your comedy minute started when I got fired for telling jokes.
Wait, what happened? You
I
got
got
fired.
I got fired for telling jokes.
What
No, no, no. This isn't about me. Let's move on.
happened?
Uh,
Wait, I gotta find
no,
out
no,
though.
no, 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 Katie. Don't start with me. You recently created a show for kids and families there in New York, and I want you to talk about that a little bit because it was real special.
Thank you. Yeah, I started. It's called Milk and Cookies,
Right.
and it started October. It was I think the day before my son's birthday,
Yeah.
October,
Right.
or it might have been 2 years ago because I
Okay.
think on a 2 year
And you have
anniversary.
another one coming up. You just had one in July, and you have another one coming up, right?
We usually just had it yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, for you time travelers.
It's yeah, it's a monthly show. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
good.
figure exactly I'll have it in October, but
Okay.
it's generally a monthly show and I take the
And,
summer. Um I try to do it when my son's with me because it's more
right.
fun.
Well,
Um
the Instagram post I saw said that he's 8 years old, I believe. You wanted to take your old 8-year-old son to a show, and so you finally decided to create your own, which is really cool.
yeah, thanks. It's a very unique concept. There aren't a lot of shows like it where you have
No,
family
I
friendly.
I don't think there's any.
There's a lot of resistance amongst certain comedians around
Yeah,
doing
I couldn't.
it's hard. It's really hard. I
Yeah.
cannot. I'm finding my way with it myself.
No, I'm kidding. I could do it.
You could do it.
I dressed
It's
up like a
and
clown once. I'd do it. I'll do it.
we have this guy Ryan Dempsey who he usually does a spot and he also film like takes photos for us and he does a magic show in the
Cool.
middle of the comedy and also makes balloons for the kids after the show, which is really fun. So
That's
there's
pretty
it's like
cool.
kind of like you bring in a lot of different elements to it. It I think what's cool about it is it really allows you to try things that you wouldn't normally try, you know, and to kind of explore different topics or different ways of being on stage that I think it kind of unlocks some stuff, which is
I
cool.
think it's great, Katie. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Comedians that inspired you, comedians that like when that you like or growing up or
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel I feel like growing up, the comedians that I would just like recite jokes from were are not the comedians that I would like look to now
well,
for
yeah,
in,
but you can do that because the second part of the question is comedians that you like now.
yeah.
And that can
So
be local people there in New York or Merrill. Merrill, I like Merrill.
I love Meryl. I love
Yeah.
Meryl. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm being an idiot. I really am.
No worries. No, no, no. I so growing up, I think it was like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Those were the comedians that I watched the specials of that I would like recite the jokes with my brothers too. You know what I mean? Like that was
Okay,
kind of what.
sure.
And then I think in recent year before starting comedy, but just like looking at specials and things, I really liked Jenny Slate and Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah.
Uh, as I started doing comedy, I always liked those kind of different, slightly different or alt comics. Like Gerard Carmichael had
Yeah.
that special that came out, Nathaniel. I liked that. I think I like things that are a little bit different, I guess, maybe
Yeah.
less mainstream.
Okay. Well, I'm not pressuring you now. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. I'm just an easy question. Easy. Here, let's talk October 24th.
Oh
October
yeah.
24th. Let's talk that. See now I'm back on the track.
Yeah, October 24th, I'm my first hour, which I'm really excited about. Um,
I'm sorry. I'm being such an idiot. October 24th, you're doing your first half hour.
yes, at
Okay.
a
At the I look, I didn't West Side Comedy Club.
comedy club. That's right.
I
So
did my research.
thanks.
I have a crack staff that puts it all together.
Really?
No.
Nice.
Okay. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm being really silly. I'm not getting enough oxygen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the folks it's your first half hour.
This is my first half hour, and I'm really excited about it. So it's October 24th, West Side
Yeah.
Comedy Club, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Okay.
um,
Well, and I'm sorry. Favorite show that you've done so far?
oh, what a tough question. Favorite
Well,
show?
because I feel like I need to. You're a scientist, so I got to go. Your least favorite show is the next question. So if you want to go one ahead, favorite
Okay,
show first. Favorite show first.
favorite show first. I have a few
Go ahead.
different reasons. Okay. Um,
There's no reasons. Go
different
ahead.
reasons. So first, I think my favorite show, and this that's somewhat recent, was the Erica Rhodes Hotel Cafe show. Erica Rhodes
Okay.
and Friends
Yeah, I have
Hotel.
that.
That was really fun. I'm still working on getting the video together. But I'm excited to launch that because that was the first time I did a set where I did a 10-minute set, and then just in the middle of the set I did a psychic reading of an audience member. I randomly called
You
somebody.
know, you're jumping ahead. I have that. You have a psychic show coming up. Yeah, I got that down too. And
Psychic
Eric
show.
and Erica Rhodes, real quick. I just have to interject.
Yeah.
Uh, 3.5, 4 years ago, his father passed away. It was on
Mhm.
Twitter, and I sent her a message because I relayed that my father died. My mother had a heart attack 1 week later, and Eric and I actually. So there you go.
Wait, is your mother still alive?
No,
She had a heart attack a week after your dad, and she passed away too.
just stop it. This is a comedy show. We
No,
were
but
talking
I'm
about Erica Rhodes. What the hell's wrong with you?
okay. Listen.
I'm
I
going to
think
stop this damn recording. That's it. I'm about done.
listen. I've met a lot of comics who have lost their
Yeah,
parents,
and
and I
that's what I was getting at. That because of the
think people.
passing of her father, she posted something very dark, and I, tried to say, look, I darkest time in my life, my dad passed away. A week later, my mom had a heart attack. You don't get much
Mhm.
worse than that,
Yeah.
you know. Well, now you just ground this damn comedy thing to a halt.
We did not. I think this is the root. This is the source of the comedy stuff. So what did
Uh,
Erica say when you sent her that message?
let's move on because let's wrap it up though. That
Mhm.
was one of your favorite shows, but Erica's on America's Got Talent. I've been watching.
Mhm.
She's like in the semifinals, or she's on her way.
Yeah, she's doing great.
A lot of the hosts, I think Howie or one of them said they and Sophia thinks she should have her own show, which I agree with.
Oh yeah.
And you should be the guest star. What the hell do I know? You should be her co-host. You should be the.
I don't know. I love Erica. I love the stuff that she puts out. I love the way her mind works. I just really
She's
enjoy her
fun.
style. Yeah, it's really great.
You're
Uh,
scaring me, by the way. You're scaring me.
why?
I'm scared of you. I'm
Oh,
scared of you. I am scared of you. There's a couple ladies scare me. You scare me. You do a bit. Oh, wait, hold it. We didn't get to my favorite question, the least favorite. Oh, you wanted to do another favorite show. Do
oh
another
yeah.
favorite.
So one of them was the Erica Rhodes show because I just felt really good about the set and I was excited about blending the psychic reading thing and incorporating it into a set where it's not like
Right.
a set, where I'm my psychic reading show, I feel like I'm just doing psychic readings and then I have
Right.
the comedians doing comedy. And that was so fun to mix those two things up. And that was partly inspired by Erica, who said that um the theme was do what you want. She wanted people to experiment. She wanted people to play. And I feel like she really gave me a very welcoming sandbox to try something totally different that I hadn't done before. And I was really happy with how it came out. So that was, I enjoyed that. The other favorite,
Unlike this little dog and pony show.
what? Oh no, are you kidding? This is so fun too.
Go
Um,
ahead.
but I
You didn't have to say that. I appreciate it though.
but yeah, the other show that I really enjoyed being a part of was is run by someone. He goes by Jay Christian or Gumbo. He's also
Okay.
based.
We'll mention him. We'll mention him when I air this. We're gonna hashtag all those people you and the shows, everything. Go ahead.
Yes,
Ready?
and he runs.
Gumbo.
Yes, he runs. I think his Instagram handle now is Earth to Jeremy, and
Okay.
he runs a show at the Hollywood Improv Lab.
Okay.
Um, and it's a great, he runs a really great show. But
Okay.
I did my first performance at the Hollywood Improv was through his show,
Okay.
and the way that he brought me on stage was just the kindest thing that anyone has ever said. It was just a very positive
Good. Good.
way to describe. It was I recorded his intro of me and I listened to it all the time. It was
Yeah.
just such affirmative, like it was just such a strong and positive way to talk about somebody. And I don't see that in comedy a lot. People saying really positive things about each other. So it was
Well,
something. Yeah,
I'm gonna second his whatever. I'm gonna try and recreate it because I think the world of you. I think you're great.
you
Now,
already so
what?
nice.
I did say it. I said it like 5 times already.
I know. That's why I said you.
I've been sucking up hard.
Were.
All right, least favorite show.
Oh, I did a show in Glendale.
This is where.
Yeah, I I'm not
see,
gonna.
we've never met. So
Mhm.
people that don't know, we've never met other than about 20 minutes ago. I love a good train wreck. So this is
um,
what we're shooting for.
yeah, the worst experience of doing a show, and I'm not including mics. I'm not including open mics. Because those are just sometimes they can be really rough. But the worst show was in Glendale where I was attacked by the producer for Post Malone. This guy like
Glendale, Arizona.
no Glendale. It's so funny. Glendale's everywhere, I guess. This was Glendale in Los Angeles. It's so funny that
Okay.
my shows all happen in Los Angeles, and most of my experiences have been in New York. It's just
Yeah.
the
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
memorable ones were LA. But yeah,
Okay.
basically,
So
this
what
guy chased
happened?
this guy chased me on the stage. He tried to grab the microphone out of my hand. He shouted in my face. He was like,
Katie, this is the best one yet. What did you say?
I said, "Are you texting someone? You must really be in love." Because he was on his phone.
Okay.
And that was enough, I guess, to trigger
No shit.
him.
I'm sorry I swore, but no shit. And for people that don't know, before we started or maybe during it, I said how much I love your crowd work.
Well,
Well,
this one went.
and you know what? Now that you mentioned it, there's a bit you have on Instagram from 2 years ago
Mhm.
where you say to this woman before you know it, she's heckling you, and you start
Mhm.
pretending that she's a ghost. Maybe if she's a ghost. Oh my
Yes,
God. I can't
yes,
imagine people getting that worked up at you. That lady
yeah.
was screaming too. That heckler was screaming at you.
But she was. I didn't feel
Yeah,
like
I
she
think
had.
she was just drunk.
She was just so drunk. It was just like chaos. She was just a chaotic person. It
But
wasn't like
you handle it like a pro.
you. Thank you so much.
No, I mean I can't imagine that, and we don't have to elaborate on the Glendale show, but what ended
Mhm.
up happening, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, he got escorted out by a bunch of guys.
Okay. All right. Thank God. Thank God.
The
And all
bartender
you
came.
did was asking that you're texting, you must really be in love.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I kind of walked up to him like maybe I should have kept my distance and just said it.
You know,
But
Katie, let's do the math. Like, let's look at me and you. You're such an intimidating figure. I would run, I'd jump from you. Holy hell, this woman's gonna come at me like a spider monkey.
well, you said you were afraid of me, so maybe I do something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's for a different reason. Mine's you.
I can be a pretty scary person, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I said earlier about you being a science professor. You're a very smart woman.
Thank you.
Smart
Thank you so
women
much.
scare me. I'm dumb as a bucket of rocks. You do a bit about being engaged on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did get
And
engaged.
I wondered because if it was true, because I got married, I chose the day before Valentine's Day to get married.
Oh.
Well, I did that so I would never forget our anniversary. There was a rhyme and reason.
Oh, smart, smart. That's a good reason.
That was why I thought, well, I'll remember Valentine's Day the day before. I got to buy her something too.
Mhm.
But like, I don't want to give it away because I can tell you my story kind of ended up like yours.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's married to the guy who was best man at my wedding.
No, really? Oh my, oh my gosh.
Hey Katie, I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
That's
I'm
crazy.
not kidding you.
Oh my
My
God.
ex-wife is married to the guy who was best man at my wedding.
Ah, I'm
But
sorry.
but you wanted to know because I guess we can talk about it. It's up on Instagram. That's another one of your crowd work bits where you're talking about Valentine's Day. Go ahead. Do you mind doing it?
Oh no, I mean I don't mind at all. I mean I wouldn't I don't know if I would do the bit again, but yeah, I was engaged on Valentine's Day
Right.
and the thing is so
See, I know the answer. I know the riddle. I know the puzzle.
I'm going to tell you a little insider baseball. Something I haven't talked about on stage is that I got engaged less than a year after starting to date this guy. Right. So,
Oh, I can beat that.
and we were living together within about 3 months.
Right.
And, and then we got married because I got knocked up.
Well, then you didn't need to do all that. I wasn't pressing for. Okay.
We're engaged on Valentine's Day. We got married um 11 months on the day, 11 months after our first kiss. And with
Okay.
3 months, we had the baby. So it was like
Well, but you know what? If you're like me, I also have a son. I have a son from it, and something good came out of it.
that's true. That's true. And
At
I
least
think
I had to spend it like that. She's married to the guy who's best man at my wedding. I loved paying support to a kid in Vegas for 18 years. It was wonderful.
oh my
It was a
gosh.
festival. Got to
Where
see him twice a year.
where do you live? Where do you live right now?
Katie, I don't take questions.
Okay, sorry. I was just curious if you I thought that you might be in LA like Meryl. I wasn't sure if you
No, no, no. I'm in York, Pennsylvania, where the men are men and the sheep are scared.
Okay.
And there's a whole story there, but I don't want to get into that. Traveling across the country, you met some pretty crazy people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too crazy. It was pretty
I'm
fun.
just going by the bit. It was a bald headed guy.
Yeah, the bald guy that had the Lord
Yeah.
on his on his
Is that
head.
and again, Katie, I'm so sorry. I have to go with the crack staff puts together. They see stuff on the internet, they ask about it.
Mhm. I'm still trying to figure out because he said that there is no staff.
There is no staff. I'm it. Here, Katie. Here. I'll give you some inside scoop. I write this shit down before we go on. I hope like hell it comes off okay.
I think it's great. I enjoy
I
being.
hope so. I hope you're having fun. I'm being really silly for some reason
I appreciate that. I love
because
bringing.
you're scaring me. No, because like I had Mr. Rue on, and he said, I'm not doing any jokes. I don't do jokes. I won't do any bits,
Mm.
which I thought was kind of odd to come on a podcast, come on my show, and I don't do jokes. and, and it's like, no, I'm not going to do that, Scotty. And I'm like, well, can you do something?
What did he do if he didn't do any jokes?
Well, he just didn't want to give away. He only had a small amount of material, and he didn't want to give it away. People watch my show, or that and then when he goes performs live, but I don't
Oh,
know.
no, I don't know. What do you think about that, Scott? Do you think that is it risky to burn your material on online before you perform it live? I don't think it's that big of a deal. No?
Well, it depends if it's your comedy minute or not. I gotta have a bad rep. No, in all honesty, I mean, I've had some Helene Witt, Stacy Pressman, Vanessa Hollingshead. I've got some more great people coming up. And, I think it's like the whole Instagram, TikTok versus stand-up comedians. But, you're being awful serious and you're getting me to talk about me, which that is not what we're supposed to be doing. It's called Your Comedy Minute. And you know what? You better, I'll tell you what, you're starting to piss me off now. You better have a good Your Comedy Minute for me at the end. I'm
I hope.
telling you. We
All
only
right.
got a little bit of time left, so we better tighten this thing up.
Okay. Okay.
I'm counting on you. I'm
I'm hope
counting on you. Go on, I'm doing all the heavy lifting.
I enjoy, okay. Honestly, when I'm brought on a podcast, I really enjoy learning about the person that I'm talking with. I
All
think
right.
I think that also from what you've told me so far, you're a very interesting person. I feel like it's
Oh
it's fun
yeah,
to learn
I'm a
about.
character. You could be my character witness when I go to jail.
I, I
All right. What do you want to? I worked in the music business my whole life. I worked with all kinds of big stars. I had dinner with R. Kelly. I had dinner with Will Smith, and I didn't get slapped. I didn't get pissed on. I met Diddy. Picture with Clive Davis. There's all kinds of pictures on Facebook of me with ZZ Top, Cheap Trick, Instagram, Tool. Name an artist. I've been with them. My ex-wife is truly married to the guy who's best man at my wedding. I'll take any more questions. Because this is what you want to do. It's your comedy minute. Go ahead. More.
I'm enjoying getting to know you. What would you get arrested for if you got arrested?
Oh, I got arrested a few times. Well, you know what? I feel kind of obligated because you shared, like, oh, we got pregnant. Okay. I got arrested. I got a DUI. And one time, this is kind of funny because, like, between New York and LA, I was working outside of DC at BMG distribution, and I came back to visit my son here in York, Pennsylvania, and I got arrested for tax evasion.
Oh.
I mean, literally, I had just dropped him off. I was so thankful I dropped him off,
Mhm.
and I got arrested. They put me in handcuffs and took me downtown for tax evasion. I was like, I haven't lived here for 5 years. The
Oh
hell's
my,
wrong with you?
that's crazy. What?
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
tracing your movements? They found you and that's
Tracy. Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention Katie Blunt. I love your last name.
oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's I was born with that name actually. Um,
I, I'm kidding you. I was making a joke about I had someone came over and rolled and I smoked a blunt one time.
yeah. I mean, well, a lot of people think it's a stage name, think it's made up.
Yeah,
I
that's what I thought.
it was my born given name, but I have like an alter ego because I was adopted. So I have a different last name that is my adopted last name. Um,
Okay.
and then I have my my birth name, which is Kate.
Okay, yeah, yeah, and I don't know where to go with this because I mean this whole thing is just going off the rails completely. You're
Oh,
asking me questions. No, no, no. I love it. You know what? Kind of like you said, I'm being a character. I really am. I mean, I love doing them this way because the spontaneity of it, you don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what you're going to say. I certainly didn't think you'd ask me questions because I'm But you wanted it. This is your comedy minute. It's all about you.
But okay, here's the thing. I talk about myself a lot. I get so much
Okay.
comedy, stand up is all talking about oneself. But I
Yeah.
think what I love about comedy is intimacy. And I do enjoy getting to know the crowd. And I do, especially if I'm in a one-on-one conversation with somebody, of
You,
course, I want to know about you, what
you,
makes you
you know
interesting.
what? You just nailed it. We're going to have to do this again. And I'll be serious because you just nailed what I'm trying to pull off. I
Hmm.
love the interaction of two people, especially a man and a woman, the yin and the yang,
Mhm.
whatever it is. And I just think you're wonderful. I mean that. And you nailed what I'm trying to attempt to do because but I guess I need to be more open to people asking me questions. I kind of got a checkered past if you didn't figure it out.
I mean, I think who amongst us does not have a checkered past, right? I feel like, especially if you're doing comedy, there, I think something, if everything had gone right,
Yeah,
I'd be
right.
someone with money.
All right. Well, I looked at the time. We don't have a lot of time left.
Okay, okay.
So, Katie Blunt, before we go, I want you to mention anything. We got the show October 24th, your half hour special. Anything you want to mention, do that, and then I'm hoping you'll do a your comedy minute for me.
Thank you. Yeah, just main things are the specials October 24th. Would love
Right.
people to do that at West Side Comedy Club. And then I have my psychic reading show at Whiskey Cellar NYC every third Tuesday of the month. And then once a month I have my kids show at West Side. I never know what day it's going to be. Those are the main things I wanted to
Okay.
plug or to.
I'll try to do a little joke. I went to the psych. I called the psychic hotline,
Oh, really?
and the woman asked me for my credit card number.
Mhm.
And I said, "Bitch, you're the psychic. You tell me what it is." I'm sorry. Your
Great.
comedy minute, Katie Blunt. Go ahead.
All right. Um, I I get told that I have good energy a lot. Have you ever been told that you have good energy?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that people with good energy have had horrible things happen to them? I'm
Yeah.
like, where did this good energy come from? Then I'm like, I don't, the shock.
That's a great point, Katie.
Yeah, people usually don't believe that I've had shock treatments because they're like, oh, but you're so grounded. And I'm like, but I wasn't. That's an electricity joke. All right, that's my
I no, and I get it. That was great.
in keeping with our checkered past topic or theme for the show.
Katie, I think you're fantastic. I really do. As I started with, I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I
All
really
right.
appreciate it. I
Listen,
enjoyed.
and if you want, number one, we're gonna have your boyfriend on, but if you'd like, I want you to come back. Put your
I
fist
love.
up. Put your
I
fist.
love.
Okay, cool. Let me stop the recording so we can talk for a minute off the air, okay?
Sounds good.
If I can find it. Here we go.